Hello, hi, I'm Sankofa Kumalo and I'm from the Vbr Youth Network, and we're back with another episode on us documenting young people within our Vbr doing amazing work in their respective fields. And joining me today is my senior in the organization, a veteran, our tree of life. She'll be telling us about herself and what she does, and also in the spirit of Youth Month, we'll be asking her what does it mean being a young person in this day and age.
Thank you, Sankofa, for having me. My name is Tanganedzani Tshitavhe. I am from Tanga, Block J Extension. I studied at the University of Venda. I have a master's degree in environmental sciences. For me, being a youth in this modern day, it's very challenging. Looking at the economy and the politics, so navigating in such a system and functioning in such a system is very hard. So as much as it is hard being a youth in SA at this time, there are a lot of opportunities for the youth to succeed. We have free education, we have funds, we have scholarships to study in SA and abroad, and also we have opportunities and grants that allow us to have projects and to implement our ideas into something that we can work towards.
That's a really interesting take, because normally everybody will complain about, no, it's hard, it's difficult, it's tough. But then you have a master's in environmental science, right?
Yeah.
So what got you into that? What made you think, yes, environmental science, that's the way?
Well, I've always been a nature lover. I've always loved being outdoors. I've always loved protecting the environment. I've always been an environment champion. I've always been a climate change activist. And when I started my degree in 2014, I just fell in love with the whole nature thing,
environment, you know, getting deep into like, how does this ecosystem thing work?
So I worked throughout my degree, and then I did my honors, and then now I just finished my master's, and in the next few years I'll be probably enrolling for PhD in environmental sciences.
Honestly, good luck with that one, because as they say, education just keeps building on. The higher you get, the better it is, opportunity wise, also knowledge wise, because you also gain more. But then now what I would like to know is, as my senior member in the Vbr, I'd like to ask, how did you get into the Vbr? Not only how did you find them, but what made you feel like, okay, you found them and now, no, this is an organization I want to affiliate with. This is an organization I want to actively participate in.
Oh, this is an interesting story. When the Vbr Youth Network was formed, I was there in the beginning, and I didn't know about the Vhembe Biosphere Reserve. So the person who introduced to me was Mr. Makoni, Tonderai Makoni.
Oh, yes.
So I remember I was doing my honors, and I had a friend, Kutazo Mavungu. So he was like, hey, Tanga, there's this guy by the Life Science Building there, the University of Venda. He wants to start a youth forum, a youth network thingy. So I love to be involved in community things. I love to participate and all that. So it was like, there's this guy who wants to start a youth forum about conservation, nature, sustainable development, things like that. So I was like, okay, let me just go in and see what's happening that side. So we went there. I remember it was 6 of us, and then we went there. He introduced us to Mr. Makoni. And then Mr. Makoni came with his proposal. Guys, this is what I want to do. I want to start a Vhembe Biosphere Reserve youth forum. Back then it was a youth forum, not a youth network. So I got interested in his idea. It was like, okay, I want to have a youth forum, and we're going to participate in community engagements, demonstration projects, green campaigns, green projects, and all that. So I was interested into that. So that's how the Vbr Youth Network back then, which was a youth forum, was initiated. So from then, I've been involved in Vbr since 2017 up until now.
Oh, so technical. When I say the tree of life, guys, I really mean the tree of life, because your roots literally are not only you are the organization, because you started with it.
Yeah.
So how did then your involvement in the VBR over the years, or even from the beginning, even now, influence what you do, or how did it help, or the positive impacts of being in the VBR for you in the environmental sciences, for you and your degree and what you do?
Yeah, okay. When it started as we're just volunteering. You know, whenever there were projects, we'll go. Whenever there were clean up campaigns, we'll go and cleaning rivers, cleaning Toyando. You know, whenever there was projects within the government, maybe LEADED is doing something, Sunbee is doing something, the University of Venda is doing something, we were there, hands-on, working. And throughout the years, I moved from being a volunteer, and now I am within the VBR board. So I am currently acting as the Deputy Secretary of the Vhembe Biosphere Reserve.
Wow, yes.
Yeah, the organization. And as much as I studied environmental sciences, it's also my passion to be involved in community work, in action, actually, instead of focusing on research work and all that. Yeah. I also like to be out there in the field, working from the roots, you know, instead of just sitting and say, oh, I'm an environmentalist, planning. You know, it's good to be there and see what's happening outside. When they're talking about demonstration projects, you go there and do the work. You know, whenever there's campaigns, you go there and clean up, and you show up. You understand?
That's really great, because it just shows that sometimes it's not about just the work, it's about you showing that your dedication to the work, actually doing the work and having that love to do the work. So what projects, because you speak of all these opportunities, and not all these opportunities, but the amazing stuff that you've been exposed to, or at least you've been able to do being within the VBR. What is it you personally that you have either applied for or wanted to do or have done, and being connected to the VBR, having that connection, having that experience, that background, helped you in that path?
Okay, being involved with the VBR, it opens doors for you for a lot of opportunities. And like as a graduate student, the moment you get your degree, you are thinking, oh, I'm gonna get a job, but at the same time you don't have work experience. So VBR gives you that platform for you to gain work related experience. Like I did environmental sciences, so when I volunteer, I'm doing something that is related to my work. So I am gaining work experience within the VBR. I got to use the same experience on my CV when I apply for jobs. Like, okay, I've been volunteering, I've been doing these projects within the VBR, I've been doing environmental education and awareness campaigns and programs. So VBR, it gives you an opportunity for you to exercise also your ideas and your dreams. Maybe I have an idea to start some innovative program or initiative. The VBR is there to mentor me, is there to give me funding, is there to help me apply for grants, international grants or national grants. The VBR is just there to give support to the youth like me and others out there. And also the VBR, as it gives me the opportunity to work, because when you volunteer, you're actually working, you're actually doing things that they require in those departments, in those job positions. So they give me work experience. That's how I got to get this opportunity that I was on the Marion Island, the sign-up program.
Wow. Yeah. Okay, I want to hear more about that one.
Okay. So I was in Marion Island for the past 15 months. I just came back now in May.
Wow.
Yeah. Yes. So the sign-up program is South African National Antarctic Program.
Okay.
Yeah. So I was working in Marion Island as a meteorologist, and I was under the Department of Forestries, Fisheries, and the Environment, and I was reporting to South African Weather Service. So the VBR is the one that gave me that opportunity because I had work experience from the VBR. So it gave me that opportunity to say, oh, as much as I am a graduate student, as much as I don't have professional work experience, I do have volunteer experience to show that I am dedicated and I am willing to learn and I am willing to work without pay and doing something that you are passionate about. Also, it gives you that thing to say, oh, this candidate is dedicated. I mean, if you can work without getting paid, if you can volunteer.
So as a meteorologist in the Marion Islands, honestly, this is my first time hearing about a meteorologist. Meteorologist? I hope I'm saying it right, but as a first time and you're out there in the Marion Islands, somewhere very foreign, what were you doing there? What was like your job description? What were you doing? Why were you doing it? And how was the experience as a whole?
Okay, let me start by saying Marion Island. Marion Island is it's a remote island within the sub-Antarctic in the Southern Ocean. So the Marion Island is it's a protected island.
Okay.
So it falls within the South African government, is the one that manages the island. So basically there's no one living in the island beside us, the researchers, the scientists and the engineers who are placed there in the island to work. So I was working as a meteorologist. I was the weather lady. That's what it means actually. So I was the weather lady and I was just basically taking climate data and weather data, observing the clouds, taking sea surface temperatures, wind, and all that, everything that has to do with weather. That's what I was doing. So the weather that I collect, the data that I collected there in Marion Island, I was sending it back to South Africa, to South African Weather Service, where they use the same data for research. They use the same data to forecast the weather. They use the same data to predict the weather.
Oh, so basically you are helping us know.
And also find solutions for climate change.
Well, so basically you're also letting us know, let us know that tomorrow's gonna be sunny, tomorrow's gonna be raining, because this heat, honestly. But that's really great. And your takeaway, you're back now. Obviously, there's that change between like the Marion Island, that solitude, and now you're back. What can you say you have learned from that experience? Something that you would not only take away, but you'd also want to like. If someone went to go there, you'd want them to go there and also experience something similar, or even if they don't go there, you just like to tell someone that, no, from my experience there, it made me think differently on certain things. What is that?
Okay, for me, I would say it is very good to get out of a comfort zone. I mean, I was born in Limpopo. I went to school in Limpopo. And then the next thing I'm gonna want to work in Limpopo. I wanna die in Limpopo. So it's a good thing to move out of your comfort zone and find opportunities outside your comfort zone. Like for the Marion Island Estate, I've always wanted to see the world. I've always wanted to travel. So, and also living in a remote island is very challenging because you get to live with the same people for a very long period of time.
The same faces every day.
So it's very challenging, but what I can say is that it's a great work opportunity, and also it shows your team leading skills. You have to know how to live with people because you are living with the same people throughout, and also you get to experience different environments. You get to learn something new, new challenges. But it is beautiful out there. So I would really encourage other young people to search for opportunities outside their comfort zone, outside the country, abroad. There are scholarships abroad, there are job opportunities abroad, and also even within the country, even the same province, just move around and get to see other places. And then, maybe you fall in love with the world and just want to travel all around the world.
Just expose yourself, don't close yourself off, expose yourself. Okay, so besides the VBR, and by the sounds of it, you've been in the VBR, and you know your opportunity to go to the Marion Islands, your degree, school. What other projects or what else have you been involved in?
I've been involved with Black Women in Science. So I was a Black Women in Science fellow from 2019 to 2022, and 2022 to 2023. I am now a Black Women in Science Limpopo Provincial Subcommittee.
Wow.
Yeah, so the Black Women in Science, the aim is to encourage the participation of women and girls in STEM projects, in STEM careers, technology, and that. So the Black Women in Science, the focus is on the girl child, keeping the girl child in school, making that the girl child succeed.
Keeping her motivated, letting her know that there's more out there, and by the sounds of it also makes it that people know that there's more. Science is not just a male-dominated industry, that women can do it too. And honestly, it's really amazing, because now you're not only climbing up ranks in the VBR, you're also climbing up ranks in the Black Women in Science. Leadership, I see it. I see it.
It is quite a great opportunity for the Black women and for the Black girls to see that you can also have an opportunity to be up there. A lot of, back in the day, it was only few women in science, in leadership position, but such platforms, such initiatives allow the girl child and the girl women, the females to lead us, to be involved in such initiatives and to be leaders. Yeah.
Oh wow, I'm not only inspired, but then I'm motivated. I am motivated, maybe not to be a leader, but to do more, to put myself out there, to really be, because it just shows that you've really put in the work, you've shown that your love for what you do, and that is really great to see, to experience, to watch, and to also be a part of. Not necessarily directly, but then just right now. Right now, documenting it, hearing your story. What do you think, or what do you see in the future for Tanga?
Okay, in the future for me, I see myself in leadership positions, and I see myself making change to the world. And there's a lot that inspires me, and I want to live to achieve my goals and my dreams, and also there's a saying that I love, which says, no one is here to save you, only you can save yourself. So if you live by that, you know that I have to work hard to achieve whatever that I put my mind on. I have to work hard to achieve my goals, so just start from the bottom until you get up there where you want to see yourself.
This has been an amazing interview, hearing your stories, I just found out about a meteorologist, learning. You see, you learn every day, guys. You learn every day. And today I just learned about the meteorologist, and from everything that you've experienced, everything you have gone through, the opportunities, what you've learned, what would you say you would tell young people out there? Words of encouragement, motivation, a little light, to show them that no, it does get better, or no, you too can do it. What would you like to tell not only our viewers, but also just young people in general out there, who are just trying and just want to know, are they on the right path?
To the viewers out there, especially the youth, I would like to say your dreams are valid. Don't let your background be a disadvantage. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you for your time. Thank you for your story. And thank you. Thank you for sharing. And I hope that everybody likes it. I hope you're inspired. You're not only inspired, but you're motivated by this our young lady, doing amazing work in the environmental sciences. And not only that, but then she keeps pushing. She keeps pushing to do more, you know, and she doesn't limit herself. As she said, don't let your background disadvantage you, and do push yourself out of your comfort zone. From me, Sangofa Kumalo, thank you for watching, and see you next time. Bye.